Hey Universe and mining family. Of course, this one's a little bit different. I'm your host Nemesis, and I was sitting here talking about wanting to go and do my car stuff. So with that being said, I'm going to take a walk outside where it's colder than all get out. And as you can see here, I've got snow everywhere. Gotta love that lovely snow. But let me get my keys out real quick here, guys. I should have probably opened up my garage prior to this, but that's all good. And let me go ahead and turn some lights on here. Oh, you know what? Let me switch my screens around? No, of course not. It doesn't let me switch my screens around. So we're going to have to do things like this. This is my toy box. So, right here, I've got a 1977 BMW R100 RS. As you can see, this one I did a light restoration on. It hadn't ran since 92. And I don't know if you can hear it. It's actually got a working clock in there. That was actually kind of interesting. Whenever I got that to fire up, it's all of a sudden I start hearing tick, 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 tick. I'm like, oh God, I broke something. Oh my God. And then I realized when I looked up, I could see the hand on the clock moving. I'm like, oh my God, it's got a tick-tock clock in there. That is awesome. And then here's another work in progress, which is a 1983 Honda V45 Magna. This one, I am painting the gas tank for it and all the little fairing pieces on it. Whenever I first got her, she didn't run whatsoever. I had to go through the carburetors on it, clean everything out. That was fun. Never pulled apart. This is like the first bike I mean, this here is literally the first bike I've ever worked on. I'm used to cars. I'm used to stuff as cool as this. This is my 1976 Nova SS. This one I've done a ground up restoration on. This beautiful interior in here that my wife did. Let me shill my wife for a second here. I'm going to open up this awesome door here. And you see that in there, guys? That was stitched by my wife. Nova SS, done with in the traditional 70s style Nova SS logoing. I can actually show you where we got the idea of stitching that in. Was actually from this. Let's see if I get out of the light. Yeah. So this is what we stitched it up against. And that's why the logos look pretty much spot on with each other. And if you can see, I've also got a 1978 Chevy 350 that I've stroked out. So basically, it's got a longer stroke than normal, so the pistons go up and down a lot further than a standard 350. And then I've done what they call a bore kit on there. So I've got bigger pistons than was originally with the factory on there, which, you know, you can't beat cubic inches. Cubic inches equals horsepower, I'm saying. And so I've basically got this motor pretty well built. It's got aluminum heads on there. The intake is off of it because I started developing a little bit of an oil leak, so I had to pull all of that apart. If you guys would actually like to see me put that back together, drop a comment in down below if you want to see me actually videotape me putting this motor back together and firing her up. I know it's a little cold out in the garage, but as you can see on the roof behind me, there's no insulation on there. I mean, it is hard and cold. So whenever it gets really cold outside, I get chased out of the garage, unfortunately. And then behind me here, as I've got the intake for the Nova on there, of course, and you can see my dragster. This is my bad boy. This is a 1984 Z28 with, oh gosh, I got a nasty glare on me. This stupid window. There we go. I've got a full cage in there. Of course, I've also got the gas tank for the Honda over here. Some of the fairing pieces that I need to paint up. It's a little cold for me to do painting right now. Paint don't like cold. Unfortunately, painting is held off until spring. So now I'm just doing mechanical stuff, electrical stuff, tedious stuff around here. But this be my dragster. And of course, wheelie bar is equipped. And she's on big tires. Not the biggest tires, but she's still on big tires. I mean, it's as bigger than my foot is, that's for sure. I got a 12-inch foot, and these tires are bigger than my foot. Just to put that into perspective. And got some of my equipment over here, some spare motors. I got a 454 underneath those boxes. In the corner, I've got another Vortec 350 over there, an inline 250 motor that came out of a what was it, a 1968 C20 pickup truck that I did a restoration for a museum. That was actually a really cool experience to do a pickup truck in here. The very first vehicle I do out of my garage was for a museum. That was cool. I'll have to figure out how to post some videos about that. It was such a nifty experience to do a pickup truck, an old step side with wood bed in there. Me and my brother, we did the resanding of all the wood in there and all the chrome. My wife did the polish up all the chrome and stain the wood. It was beautiful. It was sexual in nature. But yeah, coming back to but with my Nova here, this one, I've been hoping to get this bad boy done for a while now. She's pretty much almost done. I would have actually had her done this year, but right at the end of the year, it started developing a little bit of an oil leak, and I am not going to sell any car out of my garage or just let a car out of my garage, period, without being up to my standards. I've got pretty high standards when it comes down to it. I don't want leaks. I don't want abnormal noises. It should be turnkey, good to go. The moment that the customer picks up one of the vehicles, they should be able to get onto the road, enjoy it, go for a long road trip. If they want to go from coast to coast, they should be able to reliably do that after I've worked on their vehicle. Not saying that it's perfect every time, but I strive for that kind of excellence. If that vehicle is in my shop, it better be perfect when it rolls out. That's, my opinion of how I do things. But again, I've got the intake off of my Nova, and if you guys would love to see me drop that intake on there, I might be willing to do that maybe Sunday or something like that. If I get enough people saying, yeah, let's see you work on that thing. I want to hear that car fire up. That car looks badass. I'll try to get it fired up. I mean, it is cold out here, so it did snow and all that good stuff. So hopefully, if it's weather permitting, if I can get the garage warm enough, if you guys want me to, if I can get the garage warm enough, I'll sit there and do the video of me putting the intake on there for you guys. But certainly, drop a comment in down below. Let me know that this is something you want to see, and I'll certainly do it. And with that being said, guys, of course, as always, I'm Nemesis, and I'll see you on the next one.